Well, thank you for joining us. We wanted to thank the AWRF team for putting this together, and welcome to all the AWRF socialites. Thank you for tuning in. Not often do we get a chance to have 20 minutes of your undivided attention, so we certainly thank you for taking the time out of your schedules to hear what we have to say. Over the last 4 decades, we've crossed a lot of paths with many of you, and not often have we peeled back the curtains and allowed to see what's been going on here at Lift-It for the last 43 years. We all have stories to share, where we've come from and where we're going. For Lift-It, the story begins in East Los Angeles. My father, Mike Yelski Sr., started our company in 1979. Prior to that, worked in the late 70s with another sling manufacturer, then on to Cable Co to hone his skills. This was not a superb time to start the business. Prime interest rate 11.5%, and the oil crisis caused by the lack of oil production with the wake of the Iranian Revolution. So not a real good time, but here we are. Through all this, we've survived, and we still conduct business 43 years later with our first, second, and third customers from 1979. So I think this stands as a testament to who we are and what we do. So with that said, folks, buckle up, keep your hands in vehicle, keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times, and enjoy the ride. I'm going to switch over to our share screen, and there we go. So we started sewing in just a few feet here. We're not getting slide pro. Here we go. There we go. We started sewing in just a few thousand square feet, located at 4340 East Los Angeles, at 49th Street in East Los Angeles. We then moved into 4780 Corona Avenue. We thought we'd died and gone to heaven. Went from about 2,500 square feet to 13,000 square feet of production area. This is where I came into the business and also did a lot of growing up. Some choose higher education. Well, my choice was a sling shop. So needless to say, boy, oh boy, should I have stayed in school. No, just kidding. At the prime age of 44, I've got about 28 years in this wonderful industry and this business. So needless to say, it's been a great ride. We currently reside at 1603 West 2nd Street. Needless to say, we had some room to grow, bigger, wider, taller. So it's been a great addition. We currently where we're located is about 15 miles east of Pasadena, so probably 40-mile crow fly from LAX International Airport. In the past 40 years, we've amassed a fleet of 70 plus sewing machines, 4 round sling twin path machines, and 4 proof testing machines. Many of you know Mike Sr. and can attest to his unwavering dedication to quality. He always told me, no matter what you do, just be the best at it. This is our purpose. Excellence is not our goal, rather our everyday normal. With a vast array of product offerings, from warnings to the cleanliness of our production environment, many would say you certainly get the whole enchilada with Lift-It. It's many folks that have come here can tell you how great we are, but if you walked in and our place was a pig pen, obviously you'd have some doubts, right? So many folks from around the world have been here and said it's simply one of the cleanest sling shops and simply the gold standard. We're best known for our quality, lightning fast lead times, superior tagging methods, product innovation, and last but certainly not least, user warnings and guidance. Many folks make these claims, but I dare you to call me at 1 a.m. and get gear on your next flight at 0600 out of LAX. You think I'm kidding? Go to my website. My contact information is the first emergency number. Now, I don't know what I did to deserve that, but here we are, here I am. Just make sure when you call me that you have your credit cards ready, and we certainly do take American Express. With over 150 1,000 slings, domestic and import in stock, and nearly 20 tons of various types of K-spec fibers, HMPE, and polyester round sling, one could say we're certainly prepared for battle. Here's an overview of our production area, production facility in 2020. And then when you need additional room, you grow up, right? We go upwards. So as long as you have the ceiling height, this is a good thing. So this was an additional mezzanine that we added, gave us 5,000 square feet of additional second floor production. This addition gives us the much needed room for fabric processing, cargo net production, and fine needle sewing areas. With our recently added ZOM test bed, we have not one, not two, but 3 test cylinders. The largest being 600 metric ton or 1.32 million pounds. And just as important at the high end of our testing capabilities is the low end range, where our 10 metric ton cylinder calibrates down to a precise 400 pounds. I personally led our testing department for many years, having operated many test beds. I can tell you I'm truly overwhelmed with the quality that ZOM offers, not to mention their software. It's been a great pleasure dealing with a true gentleman in Mr. Arnie Nyman. Some of the testing setups I've seen and witnessed over the years, only Rube Goldberg would be proud of. We took synthetic specialists to a whole new height with the design and fabrication of our horizontal pin adapters and wide body cargo testing apparatus. To all of us out there that have tested a wide body cargo, I think we can all attest that we've maybe ruined 1 or 2. So fixtures like this certainly help the application and testing. Tagging, where should we start? Boy, oh boy. With great product comes great labeling methods. How many slings have we removed for illegible tags? A few. So I would say the days of the magic markers probably need to be put back. We use a synthetic leather technology. It's twice as strong as standard leather, and also resist your moisture and oil absorption and things like that. So it's definitely a very, very solid solution. And with the laser technology, it is very easy. Your name, my name, your logo, my logo, truck number, crane number, you name it. So this coupled, the tagging method coupled with the tagging material yields one of the best tags in the industry. One of the staples of our facility is certainly the Sling Max twin path and round sling department. With fabrication lengths up to 165 foot and ratings up to 1 million pounds, it only takes one call to become a believer in our ability to take it across the goal line. And don't forget, when you become the President of the United States, we do have a debogging system for you, and we can pull you back onto the runway if your pilot overshoots. Synthetic rope has often been around, we've been around for a long time and is often used. But where we see many fall short is the tagging methods and user guidance. For the last 8 to 10 years, we've been on a phenomenal quest, which has resulted in some of the finest 12-strand UHMPE, nylon, and polyester rope slings on the market. The growth has spawned the need for a dedicated synthetic rope department, complete with rope splicing tables, electric winches, straight blade saws to make this cutting this tough fiber a breeze. We also have additional splicing tables that'll be installed in Q3. With over 100,000 feet of UHMPE 12-strand fiber ranging from 1/4 inch to 3.5 inch, might I add, in stock, there is no job too big or small. We certainly splice them all. Let's not forget about web sling production. Many of us, this is how we started and forged our company. And I often say for a few $1,000s, you're the new proud owner of a sewing machine. And you move into a garage and boom, another competitor is spawned, right? So very, very easy to get into the business. The truth of the matter is, in many cases, where many stumble is the skill and craft necessary to tackle big jobs and small jobs for that matter. So from 30-ton to 40-ton vehicle handling systems to 42-inch wide-body cargos that cradle fully loaded solid rocket boosters, we're ready, willing, and able to handle everything from mild to wild. Cargo nets are one of the most misunderstood products in our industry. We certainly want to take your cargo net nightmares and we want to turn those into pleasant, profitable dreams. So never a job too big or a job too difficult. If you have a cargo net conundrum or need a helping hand or decide to start one of the most successful private rocket companies in the world, look no further than Lift-It for your cargo net needs. Here's one more example of what many would look at, run far and fast from. This is one of the largest cargo nets to date that we've manufactured. It was so big, we made it in 4 separate quadrants. Each quadrant was in and around 800 to 900 pounds. Those quadrants were then connected with it was about 400 4-ply slings, and they were connected with 648 Van Beest green pin shackles, which then connected to a master link as a joining agent. So needless to say, it was quite a phenomenal feat of manufacturing and engineering for that matter. And then if you can't let me borrow your rocket conical, fear not, we have a sewing machine and will travel. The Lift-It advantage always yields longer lasting products. Simply put, you get more bang for your buck. From tapered and wrapped eyes as a standard feature on every sling to properly sized hardware that offers proper spatial relationships and longevity at each connection point. Web sling features don't stop with tapered and wrapped eyes. There are felt pads that offer a smooth interface when handling sensitive coatings or paintings. When you need to roll or turn a load, the blue urethane friction pads profoundly increase coefficient of friction. Nothing is impossible with Lift-It. Tap into our technical expertise and we'll certainly increase your sales. Our history must be looked at and delineated in centuries as opposed to decades. Many of our employees being with us for 25 plus years, I guarantee you this will all result in a positive sale environment. From ballistic missile lifting slings that handle our nation's nuclear warheads in and out of the Trident submarine, to airbag webbing structures made from high performance Vectran materials destined to bounce off the lunar surface of the moon, will take you for a ride that's out of this world. It doesn't stop there. With projects such as testing rocket conical mounting flanges or complex tie-down systems intended to contain highly refined nuclear materials, the synthetic specialists at Lift-It will always deliver attention to detail and service. It doesn't stop there. Always soaring to new heights, or atmospheric lows in this case, given the vertical limitations of helicopters, we offer a full line of human external cargo products that are ready to get you up and never let you down. New products forge new paths with a full line of rated stainless lifting grapples and 40-leg bridles. Did someone just say 40-leg bridle? Yeah, we certainly did. When needing to load test your parachute assembly that slows an astronaut capsule when blasting through the atmosphere, we have a bridle that does just that. Shall I mention, every connection has the proper recommended hardware diameter sizes. When you're the richest man in the world, you must have some 5-inch plasma endless grommets, right? So these were connected to 400 metric ton Van Beest green pin wide body shackles. The synthetic specialists at Lift-It spliced these monsters to a length tolerance of 2 inches after setting the splices. We then measured each and quantified those length tolerances at 660,000 pounds. Fear not, we all thrive in these tight tolerance scenarios. Definitely makes life interesting. From vacation yachts to fully loaded solid rocket boosters, we certainly have the skills to pay the bills. If you haven't heard of SlingMax twin paths, my question is, from rock, what rock have you been hiding under for the last 30 years? So day or night, we're certainly loaded to the gills with the necessary materials to get your products on a train, plane, or automobile on site to your location. Just last week, 60 Lift-It high performance fiber slings with check fast inspection system went out the door in 23 hours. 23 hours is a short amount of time to make this happen, but go on, Homer, you tell them, rock and roll, we got it done. UHMPE 12-strand rope products have certainly come of age and solved many spatial connection problems that exist when interfacing with load or connection points. Whether you're up against small bearing journals on a shaft that can't be damaged by steel, or wanting to connect 1 3/4 rope to a 30-ton alloy hook, UHMPE 12-strand is just another tool in the toolbox. Connection longevity and protection should always be of the utmost importance. If we as an industry don't provide these options up front, I feel we're doing a disservice to our community, our rigging community. End treatments, when discussed up front with the customer before damage occurs, should always be done. The selection needs to be based on severity of use, number of cycles, and connection interface. Addressing these areas will certainly put you on the top shelf in your customer's eyes. Stainless thimbles offer one of the most synthetic friendly, smooth connections on the market, making it our first choice. Thimbles also compensate for the D/D concerns when permanently attaching UHMPE 12-strand rope to links and hooks and things of this nature. With stainless thimbles not being made over 1 inch in diameter, what next? Well, at Lift-It, we decided to purchase raw thimbles from Van Beest, and we surface grind them, hand polish them to be perfectly mated with a UHMPE rope or nylon or polyester rope for that matter. These then we take it to another level and coat those and treat them with a corrosion resistance zinc plating. Adjustable UHMPE 12-strand rope designs are readily available in excess of 50,000 pounds vertical rating per sling, making the task of rigging to that CG or trying to get your load to lift level makes it certainly a breeze. Recovery products are certainly becoming more prevalent in our industry, with the saturation of lawyers claiming failure to warn. Specific equipment for specific job functions is an absolute must. Welcome to the new breed of recovery products, and available in many shapes, sizes, lengths, you name it, products for that matter. And then if you can't get your employees to come back to work, hop on a twin path machine and get her done. So 450 miles and 9 hours later, we were recovering a Caterpillar bulldozer. We even have a full line of recovery products for Johnny Sixpack and the gang of weekend warriors. So for the little 1-ton truck and Jeep guys. So, but we do ask Johnny, never 4-wheel drive and drink at the same time, and certainly don't recover your vehicles if you've been drinking. Load rated lifting bags, absolutely. How are they rated? Once again, the team of Lift-It sling specialists not only quantify the capacity and design factor for each and every design, but we also provide removal from service criteria and inspection protocol for these products. Custom lift bags for custom lift applications, certainly. Warnings, a single word that brings us to our knees every time we hear a knock on the door and get served, right? I think many of us can attest to that. I feel we can all agree this is one area that is often overlooked, and not to mention the low-hanging fruit in litigation. In all honesty, we spend more money developing, printing user manuals, warning tags, and product safety bulletins than I do my product liability insurance coverage. We think, you may think that's insane. We certainly don't think so. Training, my oh my, where do we start? Lift-It found this need extremely evident back in the 1980s, before many companies had safety departments and really long before training was a requirement, and not to mention before it was fashionable, right? This holistic approach we took has led to literally tens of thousands of folks knowing more about the products they use, and ultimately creating a safer work environment because of that knowledge base. This is and will always be a staple of our organization, and this is done on site and or at our location where we have a 40-person training room. I hope you found the last few minutes worthwhile. If you make your own products on a small scale and or a large scale for that matter, we certainly welcome the opportunity to serve in any way you see fit. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your time. And again, a big thank you to AWRF for this opportunity to showcase our company.